She will play it because she's a crazy reviewer, gamer. Hopefully this song is shorter for you guys because she thinks the last one was too long, but she still is a crazy cat lady, you gamer. Hopefully this is the last one because like before, I don't like singing these songs.
Crazy Cat Lady Gamer Reviewer or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use for educational and entertainment purposes.
Everybody, Martha here. So, I watched this movie called Klaus, which is on Netflix. It's technically our first Christmas movie of the year. Merry Christmas, everybody. Um, that I'm gonna review. It's a new movie. Um, it talks about like the post, like people who mail the post. Get your letters and send them to Santa Claus. So, and the one like, do you have seen Emperor's New Groove? It remind me of that movie. Um, because the main character is a lot like Cusco. He's a like Cusco was a spoiled brat, and this guy is a spoiled brat, and in this movie kind of he like learns responsibility, learns passion for something that is good instead of being greedy and stuff like that and being spoiled. So yeah, and mostly there's that. So let's talk about the animation was really great. I love when like computer animation because it looks like it's hand drawn. I love that. It's like my favorite forms of CGI because I miss hand drawn movies so much. Even when it's not really when it's not hand drawn, but it looks like it's hand drawn. It's good. But you can like totally tell. It's because you can see like, every detail in every single character and stuff like that. I'm like, but it still looks like it's hand drawn to me. So let's start. So starts. I'll start off with explaining what happens in this movie. So I'm gonna give this movie a 8 out of 10. What do you give it, Sully?
I give it over paws and my tail. And my tail.
So, what this movie is, so, so we're talking about spoilers now. So,
Spoiler, guys. But I'm gonna go down.
So, spoilers, and so if you don't want to know what happens to me, leave. So, you know the drill. So, this starts out with this guy named Jasper, who is a postman, his dad's like the leader, like the main postman of the world, I guess. So and he's rich and his son's a slacker who just wants to lay about, be served upon. So he wants his son to carry on the family business like usual, and his son's not doing anything. He gets like he can get a buck of hay to do his training, and the sergeant guy. I mean, it was like the army it's just like the army for postmen. Like, what the heck am I? Because it said sergeant. Like, okay, this is not the army. This is the post. So okay, and he like and they're showing like a bunch of things on. The guy was like started like, telling him like he did not put the letters in the script boxes, right? Stuff like that. He's not doing anything right. He says, so his dad said that send him off to a village a village really um, up north. And it wasn't called the North Pole. It had an actual name. The town had an actual name. Smitherland, something like that. So he sent him off there, and he bumps into. He has to use a donkey instead of using his servant. His servant like drove off right in front of him. I didn't think he was going to use him, but he was not going to. And the dad, he has to send like 16,000 letters in order to come back in 1 year. So, and this is particularly, so this is before Santa Claus is Santa Claus. So yeah. And they go down to he gets down there using a boat because he has to use a boat. And the guy who's using the boat, I would say is my favorite character. Even though I don't know his name, I'll call him the boatman. He keeps on like laughing at him and telling him, "Yeah, you don't want to go there, but you're gonna have to, I guess." And he takes him to the island, and he finds this village where he has to live for the next year, and the guy tells him to the boatman tells Jasper to ding a bell that the rope looks like a noose. Like, okay, this is just strange. And so, and he dings it, and everybody comes out and starts trying to start fighting each other. And he's like, "Well, what the heck is going on here?" And he like goes inside of a building that has a bunch of fish in it, but it looks like a school on the outside, and he asks the lady in there, "Why does this look like a school, but there's a bunch of fish in here? And why, when I ding that bell outside, everybody started trying to kill each other?" She says, "Well, that's called the battle bell." Like, the battle bell? What's that? But that's not the battle bell. And why aren't you teaching kids in here? Like, kids don't want to learn, and their parents don't want them to learn. I guess got sent down here, and yeah, I'm stuck down here, and I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and basically that's it. I'm trying to sell these fish and get out of here and do something meaningful in my life. So she explains to him, "Get out, or are you gonna buy something?" So the ship guy comes in there and says, "Haha, it was very funny, ha ha ha." And like Jasper says, and the boat guy comes in there and takes him to where he has to do his post. And it's like falling apart and stuff like that. And he doesn't like it because he wants it to be perfect. And he says, "Nope, this is where you're gonna live, and but you hate it, but that's how to deal with it." So and he's like keeps on like going around. The next day he goes around asking everybody, "Do you have a letter to mail? Letter to mail?" Like everybody's like thing, everybody's ignoring him. And, but so no, so he been sitting. He's like sitting in his office after like a week trying to get everybody to do it. But then the boat guy comes in and says, "Do you have any letters for me to send out?" Like, no. Dude, you come to a place where people just want to kill each other, and kill each other. They don't want to send letters. You're in a hopeless predicament. So he's just walking around again, and he sees this little boy, who drew something, but the drawing flew out and him in the face, and the boy asks him, can I have my drawing back?" And he's inside his house, and he says, I'll mail you your drawing. Just come and give me a dime, and that will be it. So yeah, but his dad starts hearing it. His dad starts hearing his son like, "Can you just give it to me?" And the dad had like these two doggies that are very vicious, and he like sends the dogs after postman. But he like goes back. He keeps the letter. He still keeps the letters. So he'll use the drawing. So the next day, after he gets away from the dogs, he's looking at the map because he's like checking off stuff, the places where he cannot send letters. This is based on her village, so he feels hopeless. And he, the boatman still is asking him about it, and he sees something like the very far distance and asks him, "What about that place? Like, does anybody lives there?" Like, "Oh, it's an old hermit, but you don't want to go out there." But but Jasper says, "I gotta give it a try." So he goes out there, and the guy's like the guy who lives out there, whose name is Klaus, is like carrying around an axe. So at first, I knew this guy was gonna be their version of Santa Claus in this movie, because there was toys everywhere. When he came in, he was huge. He had a beard. He was not dressed as Santa yet because he's not Santa yet. But the fact that he had an axe, like, great, they're gonna make Santa scary for a little while. Okay. I hate when they do that. So he's afraid of the fact that he has an axe and stuff like that. And he runs off, but the little paper falls out, and he sees that the drawing of the kid, the drawing of the kid who is like frowning and has tears, and he after Klaus runs away, the next day, the guy goes down there. Klaus goes down there and has Jasper back. Jasper goes back up there again and talks to him, and he tells him, it makes him he hands him a toy to give to the kid, which is and they go down there at the middle of the night, and both of them to the kid's house, and he says, "Now what?" "Well, you give the letter to the kid," and he tries to fit the toy into the post box, but toys don't fit. I was like, asking for like this to fit into the mailbox. Nope, you would have to have either put it into the bigger mailbox or deliver it. so so he told him to deliver it. But he doesn't want to go in there because the two dogs are in there. There's a bunch of bear traps or fox traps or something to block people from coming in and just like. And so he throws him over it and he goes inside the chimney and then puts and the guy inside who has a shotgun wakes up and goes like, "Who's in my house?" But he like leaves the toy and Jasper just leaves the toy and leaves. Gets out of there really fast, and Klaus grabs him and that was it. So I guess when the little boy comes downstairs after hearing the old excitement, he unwraps the present and starts playing with it. It's a little bitty froggy, and he notices and he sees like the papers there, so he puts two and two together and he starts. I guess the other kids notice that he has that kid has a frog, so the other kids start asking Jasper, "Can you send my letter to so we can get toys too?" And there's also a kid from a different country who speaks a different language. I think this one's actually from the place that where the real life Santa Claus, the real life Saint Nick lives, because it looks like his whole outfit looks kind of like Turkey-ish. So I don't know. It was like really fancy-ish. But that kid's not part of the whole entire what's going on with the battle, the village trying to kill each other. So he's just sitting there talking in his language to Jasper, while the other kids are just saying, "Can you send our letters off?" He said, "Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use these kids' letters and to have the toys delivered to get my thing done." So he starts makes this big square. It's a montage thing where he's like picking up letters and he's like drawing a chart where he can count down how many more letters he has to do, all the way to the 16,000 letters, and he's delivering them and to Klaus, and then Klaus is giving a bunch of toys that he's not making them yet. They're already made. So he's giving them away so the kids can, so somebody can play with them. And that's what was going on in this montage, but once the toys are gone and he actually has to start making them, he doesn't want to do it. Jasper is asking him, "Why? You just make more toys. It's no big deal. You're great at it." And so he starts he accidentally pulls down a blanket that's covering something, which is like a little thing that had like two wooden like a wooden of Klaus and a woman right next to him, and he asks, "What's this?" And he tells him to leave, and Jasper's like, "Why?" Like, "Leave!" Klaus tells him, and he feels like he goes talks to the teacher, which he earlier he asked the teacher to start teaching the kids to write letters so they can, and she doesn't want because she wants to leave. So, but she but he convinced her to start teaching because the kid would not leave her shop. But so she said, "Fine, I'll start teaching them how to write because they didn't know how to write they didn't know how to write A because their parents think all they need to do is know how to fight each other. So there's that. You don't need to know how to write your name. So the first thing she did was teach them how to write their name. But anyway, while she's teaching them, she got rid of all the fish, and it was like that, and like, you want to stay here? Like, yeah. And because the kids actually want to learn stuff now. So she asked. They were talking about how he's gonna deal with Klaus up there, and how do you just help him try to help him. Don't try to bring up bad stuff. Just help him do stuff. And he goes back up there, and he's like chopping up wood with the axe, and the Klaus is, but he uses a noose, and there's a noose again. Like, enough with the nooses already. But he chucks up the wood and puts it up there, and it turns out it's just a birdhouse. Okay. And Klaus says, "All right, we'll do it." Like, really? Yep. We continue making toys for the kids. And while he's still doing it, he starts. There's a kid early on that called him a loser. So he said, that kid's not gonna get a toy. He's gonna get a coal. He's gonna get coal instead. So, and the kid comes up to him and says, "Hey, loser! Why did I get this coal instead of my toy?" He said, "Well, because you were a bad boy when you called me a loser, and you're throwing snowballs at me right now. So the Klaus knows when you're bad. How does he know, loser? He just knows. He sees when you're sleeping, and he has a list where he called the naughty list where he writes down your name and he checks it twice. So if you want to get presents, you have to be good." And when he comes back inside, there's weird music, there's funny music playing in the background, and he goes back inside, and other kids, "You have to be good to get toys." So okay, this is I'm very, for me, there's a lot of slapstick in this movie, so for me it's hard for me to laugh at some slapstick. It has to be real violently slapstick. Like if I watch Tom and Jerry, I'll be laughing really badly. But since this one's not too much, this is one of the ones that actually got me to laugh. So it's not slapstick. It's just mostly the fact that they're having a little fun with the song, the Santa Claus song. So okay, that's why I found it funny. So he goes back inside, and all the other kids start. There's an arm montage with the kids cleaning stuff, and the adults are going, "Okay, cool." But there's these two families who are wanting to kill each other. An old lady and a guy who looks like, who I thought was the mayor of the town, but I guess not. Who are who is different families, are wondering why aren't the kids, because it's also affecting the adults now too. Some adults now too, but these two families want things to go back to where they where the kids were miserable and the adults were just killing each other. Because the first time the kid with the frog and another kid were playing with each other. When their mom, their parents see them playing with each other, they explain, no, we don't play with the other kids, we fight with them. And so this is tradition. So the other two, so these two families are talking to each other. We're gonna have a truce, and the guy who I thought was mayor says, a truce? I don't want to have a truce. We need to get rid of this postman. Only we first to go back to the way it was, the old lady says. So, they have a truce for a while, and they're discussing what to do, and while this is going on, the little boy who speaks his own language is Jasper is like, why are you still hanging around me? And he explains stuff. And he explains like how what happened to everything. And he goes inside the teacher and asks, "Can you tell me what this kid is saying?" And so the teacher explains to him that he wants a snow sled to play around in. And the guy goes up there to build. And he goes talks to Klaus, and he gives it to the kid, and they go and see that the kid's playing with the sled and happy and stuff like that with his two parents. And then one thing I noticed is since these guys are just staying there and they're not part of the battle, so I was like, yay! This kid has nothing to worry about because he's not part of the feud that's going on in the town. He can actually just play with it without his parents yelling at him. So that was good. And Klaus and Jasper are like, well, yay! So Jasper is like noticing it's been almost a year now because it's Christmas. It's almost gonna be Christmas. So that makes you guys know that yes, Christmas did exist before Santa Claus. So ha! For people who just think it's only about Santa Claus and not about the other part, Jesus. So the fact that he said Christmas before Santa Claus was made, I found it kind of funny. So and he says, let's do one more big round of and have Christmas and give all the presents to the kids and stuff like that. And the guy says, okay. And the little kid follows him up there with his parents and his group. And while this is going on, the two families I mentioned earlier are inside of Jasper's office, and they notice Jasper's chart, and the old lady like, well, somebody needs to mail a bunch of posts, and the guy who I thought was the mayor says, who? How did I never defeat you guys? So they start writing letters and start giving it to the boat guy, so they can get rid of Jasper and have things go back to the way they were. And while this is going on, the village, the ones that are from a different country are helping them for payback for them helping their kid get a toy to play with. So they're helping them like get toys ready and stuff like that. They even dress up Klaus as Santa Claus, but the outfit looks a little bit weird because the hat has like something bluish on it. So like, okay, it's still reddish, and there's like little bells right here at his belly. It still looks pretty good. It's got the fact that they added a little blue to it, made it a little weird. So yeah, the Santa Claus's outfit is red and white, no blue. That's not the one I knew. It didn't have like little powder on the hat instead, but okay. So this is when they come because the guys send out to go. The two families go up there. They try to ambush them earlier, so that didn't work. but they go up there and tell Jasper, you have met your you've done what you need to do. You got your 16,000. Time for you to go. Your dad's here, and you're like, my dad, and he goes there, and they find out that he was just there to get to a certain number, and he would have left at the end of the year. And yeah, the lie reveals stuff. Like, I'm okay when this happens as long as it doesn't drag out too bad. And luckily, this really doesn't drag out too badly. And his dad takes him out and down to the boat guy, and the boat guy says, "I never noticed. This is like the first time the postman's leaving. And he's actually more miserable when he's leaving than when he got here." And so his dad asks him, "What's up?" And he explains to him, "Well, I do want to go with you, but I like being here because I'm making a difference." So he says, "Okay, so you can stay." And because the little kid that's from different language, the little kid from a different country, is outside speaking his language and crying. And so he sees Jasper and he tells the kid, "Well, I'm staying. I just have to make sure the teacher lady understands, and Klaus understands, and your parents understand." So he goes back up there, and they're getting ready to deliver toys, and the two families says, "One down and one to go," and the guy says, "If you say who, I swear." So those two families go up there to try to stop them by destroying the toys. They had not, and when Jasper gets up there, he like jumps onto the toys. The toys like rip a little bit, and both him and Klaus accidentally gets thrown onto the sled, and they notice that Klaus was so first they were using a horse, but now they have the reindeer, and they weren't hooked up to the reindeer. So the thing starts going backwards, and the toys are like ripping apart, and so the two families are trying to make the rip bigger, so where it starts, toy starts flowing out. But they can't stop the sled from going backwards, and until they get to them. Until they get to a cliff, and so Jasper tries to stop it, and then when Jasper saves it, he notices that two of the family's kids are in love with each other, and the two families run away, and they notice. Alright, so I need to finish this. So basically, after they do the decoy, they send out the decoy. Klaus starts feeling a lot of years goes by, so Klaus starts feeling old, and he ends up like leaving, I guess dying in a way, because he just disappears with the wind. Like, okay, you actually killed Santa Claus. So, but he comes back every single December 25th to deliver toys. And as you know, usually this whole entire event spreads off the island. So now he is actually Santa Claus, but he only comes back. He stays in heaven and comes down every single December 25th. So that's the end of the movie. And now you know how the postman works. So yeah. So bye bye guys. Like, remember, and subscribe.